Right now, as you watch this, millions of American women are gaining weight they cannot explain. They're eating the same food, doing the same workouts, but the scale keeps climbing. 12 to 15 pounds during menopause. 2/3 of it goes straight to the belly. Doctors call it normal, inevitable, just what happens when you hit 50. But here's the problem with that story. Japanese women go through menopause too. Same hormones, same age, same biological process. And they gain an average of 3 pounds. Not 15, 3. So either Japanese women have completely different biology or something else is going on. And in 2019, researchers finally figured out what it was. A team from UCLA and Tokyo Medical University tracked over 1,400 women across the US and Japan for 7 years. Same study design, same measurements. The results were published in Menopause Journal, and they didn't make the evening news, but they should have. American women gained an average of 12 pounds during the menopausal transition. Japanese women living in Japan gained 3. The calorie intake between the two groups? Nearly identical. Exercise levels? Also the same. So the difference wasn't about eating less or moving more. It was about what those calories were made of and what they were doing to the body at a level most doctors aren't even testing for. Traditional Japanese women consume an average of 25 to 50 milligrams of isoflavones every single day. Miso soup, tofu, natto, and edamame are all foods made from whole soybeans. Isoflavones are plant compounds that bind weakly to estrogen receptors. When a woman's estrogen starts dropping during perimenopause, these plant estrogens don't replace it, but they soften the crash. They reduce hot flashes, they protect bone density, and they change how the body decides where to store fat. The average American woman, less than 3 milligrams of isoflavones per day. Most days, 0. The body loses estrogen with nothing to cushion the fall. And when estrogen drops hard and fast, the entire system reacts. Fat stops going to the hips and thighs. It starts piling up around the abdomen. Insulin sensitivity tanks. The liver begins converting sugar directly into visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your organs. And this isn't about how you look. Visceral fat is metabolically active. It releases inflammatory signals into your bloodstream, increasing your risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke. But the estrogen drop is only the beginning, because what happens next is something almost no doctor will mention unless you specifically ask. In 2021, the Mayo Clinic published a study analyzing the gut microbiomes of women before and after menopause. What they found was striking. Postmenopausal women had significantly lower levels of a bacteria called Akkermansia mucinifera. This bacteria does 2 critical things. It strengthens the gut lining, and it regulates how your body metabolizes fat. When it drops, your gut becomes permeable. Inflammatory molecules leak into your bloodstream. Your body interprets this as danger and responds the only way it knows how. Store fat around the midsection, protect the organs, prepare for threats. Japanese women maintained much higher levels of Akkermansia after menopause. Why? Fiber. The traditional Japanese diet delivers 20 to 30 grams of fiber per day, much of it from fermented foods like miso, pickled vegetables, and seaweed. The average American woman over 40? About 12 grams. And most of it isn't the kind that feeds the right bacteria. Fiber is what keeps Akkermansia alive. Without it, the bacteria starve. The gut lining weakens, inflammation spikes, and the weight shows up, even if nothing else in your life has changed. But food is only part of the picture, because there was a third factor in that study, and this one hits differently. Japanese women, particularly in traditional communities, maintain tight social networks through midlife and beyond. Regular meetups, multi-generational homes, daily time with friends and family. In 2020, researchers at the University of Pittsburgh tracked 400 American women through menopause. They measured social connection and cortisol levels. Women with weak social ties had cortisol levels 23% higher than women with strong communities. And here's why that matters. Cortisol is your survival hormone. It's supposed to spike during danger, then drop when the threat is over. But chronic loneliness, isolation, the kind that doesn't resolve, keeps cortisol elevated. And elevated cortisol sends one very clear instruction to your fat cells, especially the ones in your abdomen. Store fat. Prepare for a long-term crisis. American women over 40 are more likely to live alone, work in isolating environments, and experience what researchers call social fragmentation. The cortisol doesn't drop. The body stays in defense mode. The belly fat doesn't budge. And no amount of calorie cutting will fix a nervous system stuck in threat response. So why did all of this happen? Why are American women facing a version of menopause that women in other parts of the world are not? It started in the 1950s. Soy had been eaten whole in Asia for centuries. But in America, food companies saw profit. They stripped soybeans down to soy protein isolate and soy oil. The isoflavones, the compounds that actually help with menopause, were removed or destroyed. What was left became cheap filler in processed foods. And then the backlash started. Soy got a bad reputation. Women were told it caused cancer, messed with hormones, and feminized men. None of that held up in long-term population studies. But the damage was done. Whole soy disappeared from the American diet. And with it, one of the few plant-based buffers against hormonal collapse. At the same time, fiber vanished. White bread became the norm. Vegetables became optional. Fermented foods were replaced with shelf-stable convenience. The gut bacteria that had quietly regulated metabolism, inflammation, and fat storage for generations began to die off. No one noticed. There was no symptom until menopause hit. And suddenly, the system that was supposed to adapt couldn't. Then in the 1990s and 2000s, something else shifted. The rise of hyper-individualism, the suburban isolation, the breakup of extended families. Women were told that independence meant needing no one. What it actually created was loneliness. And loneliness isn't just emotional, it's biological. Your body doesn't distinguish between isolation and danger. It reads both the same way. Cortisol rises, fat stores grow. The metabolism slows to conserve energy for a threat that never ends. And finally, in 2002, the Women's Health Initiative study made headlines. Hormone replacement therapy was linked to increased health risks. Doctors panicked. Prescriptions dropped. Women were told to just deal with it. But here's what got lost. The study used synthetic hormones, not bioidentical ones. And more importantly, it treated HRT like it existed in a vacuum. No mention of diet, no mention of gut health, sleep, stress, community. HRT was pulled, and women were left with nothing. So here's what actually changes the outcome. You don't need to move to Japan, but you do need to add back what was taken. Whole soy, if it works for you. Tofu, tempeh, miso. Fiber from real vegetables, legumes, seeds. Fermented foods to rebuild your microbiome. And connection. Real, regular, meaningful contact with people who actually know you. Not followers, friends. And you need to know this. The weight is not your fault. It's not laziness. It's not age. It's your body trying to survive a transition it no longer has the tools for. The next time it doesn't work on the first try, don't blame yourself. The problem is not you. It's everything around you that was quietly removed and never replaced. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments which food you eat the most. Please give this video a like because it helps other women over 40 discover this information and realize they are not alone. And make sure you subscribe because in the next videos, we will be covering what actually helps, what does not, and the treatment options every woman should know about. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one.